The Mystery of BELICENA VILLCA. First Book. The Disappeared of Taffy Del Vale. Chapter 5. Must not surprise that the police stalled the case a little after they began the investigation because, after every step they made to clarify it, all turned more confused, being unjustifiable to give such effort in a crime which seemed that nobody was interested to resolve. In first place, because BELICENA VILLCA had not known family to claim for justice, but, mainly, due to the mystery that surrounded the case. How entered the killer in the hermetically closed cell? Why he used a valuable bejeweled robe to kill a defenseless alienated? And, the most incomprehensible, what could be the reason of the crime, the motive that could make intelligible what happened? There was no answer to these and other questions that then appeared, and, as time passed by without any advance, the case was prudently closed by the police. 2 months later no one was talking about the crime in the neuropsychiatric hospital, or few those who remembered the unfortunate BELICENA VILLCA. The daily routine, the fatiguing work, the quotidian and inevitable problems, all contribute to make that the mundane man, submerged in the becoming of his destiny, becomes impermeable to the pain of others or to those phenomenons that not affect his concrete reality. I am not the exception to the rule, and, concerning in what treats about is narrated here, I would surely forgotten the horrible crime harassed by the obligations of my medical residence, the attention of the consulting room, or the classes of the American anthropology that I follow as a post-grade tertiary course. I said I'd have forgotten, because the story of BELICENA VILLCA suddenly invaded my own world, deranging everything, consuming me up to the edge of the demental abyss in which she succumbed. As I said, the police lost the interest promptly in the crime. Then the declarations of rigor, taken on the subsequent days, not disturbed us anymore, and life returned to its normal course. To the corpse of BELICENA VILLCA was practiced an autopsy, which only served to confirm what we already supposed: the death was caused by strangulation with the white robe. As she had not known relatives, a telegram was sent to a unique visitor, a Shaguanso, Indians from the north of Argentina, apparently located in the province of Tucumán. But with the pass of time, without any visit of him, they proceeded to bury the rest in a local cemetery. In those days, middle of January, in northern midsummer, my only preoccupation consisted in to prepare the annual leave which started the day 20 and were extended to the ends of February. Undoubtedly I would have time to do some excursions and to prepare the matter that I'd render in March. At that time, in a visit that I made to the anthropology faculty of Saltac to enroll me in a final test, I met with the prestigious Professor Pablo Ramirez, Doctor of Philology, who I knew because I assisted to some of his Amerindian language classes. When I saw him, I impromptu thought to ask him something. "Good morning, Dr. Ramirez. If it not bothers you to lose just one moment, I'd like to ask you something." "Good morning, Dr. Signal," replied while he was leaning his hairless head. "You say. Look, Dr. Ramirez, a few days ago died a patient in the neuropsychiatric hospital where I am at, and after she died, she pronounced a word in Quechua, something like Peke Shudke. I translate Pacha equals world, Kuki equals dismember, that's to say dismember the world. As this has no sense, I'd like you to tell me if there is some other acceptation for this word." I was trying to not give any information relating to the strange death. Professor Ramirez heard my translation with visible displeasure. "Whence was natal your patient?" "From the province of Tucumán. It seems that she always lived in the Calchaquis valleys, even if she lately had traveled to the north, including Peru and Bolivia. But from those journeys I don't know anything, because she never accepted to comment them." "Well," impatiently said Dr. Ramirez, "as you know, Quechua has many dialects. But according to the affiliation that you gave me, I suggest you to consider this even if Pacha is the world, or the earth, as Pachamama equals Mother Earth. In Quechua Santiaguino, Pacha also means time. In this dialect, Kuki is the transitive verb dislocate, so, the word would mean to dislocate time, or dislocation of time, in a more actual sense. I must confess that an alarm feeling invaded me while I was hearing the old professor, because something interior, a secret instinct, was telling me screaming that if there could be an explanation to the murder of BELICENA VILLCA, this one was beyond any normal comprehension, in an ambit that would surely reign ignored laws for men. What was this time dislocation? But an obscure concept, incomprehensible, which resists the reason but keeps an evident nexus with the murder. How can be understood, if it is not accepted the intervention of the unknown, the fact that someone or something can enter to a locked cell, commit a murder, and go serenely, leaving behind the mortal robe, or in other words, the proof of the inexplicable presence? Yes, there was like a calculated negligence in all this, as if the assassin wanted to give a minimum proof of his terrible and immense power in a flaunt of demented pride. Visible disturbed, I said goodbye to Professor Ramirez, and I returned on my steps, while a certainty was affirming more and more in my mind. BELICENA VILLCA knew that a mortal danger was stalking her when screamed Peke Shudkiri, Peke Shudkiri.